Hello, and welcome to The Fool and the Philosopher.
The Philosopher and the Fool.
Warning, this episode contains all spoilers for Darkest Dungeon and the Obra Dinn, the Return of the Obra Dinn video games. You've been warned.
Super. So you played Fate of the Obra Dinn?
Yeah, oh, you want to talk about that too?
Yes.
Alright, so this will be spoiler as well, I guess? All spoilers?
Yeah.
No holds barred?
No holds barred.
Okay. This game is a game, there's no point playing it if you have spoilers. Well, actually not true. Because the game is actually figuring out the person's name, not the story. Yeah. I don't actually know. I didn't really pay attention to the story, honestly.
I watched a video afterwards to explain the story.
Okay, let me see if I can figure it out here, okay? And then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
I also watched a video that went through all the deaths in chronological order to make sense of them.
So first of all, you got one of the hidden achievements, which is interesting. Did you get the one that you abandoned too early, or did you get the other one?
I abandoned too early.
Okay, because the other achievement, do you know how you get it? I do know how, and it's funny.
This is the one thing I was going to tell you and you didn't let me.
Oh.
Which is, the captain did it.
Yeah, the captain did it. So the whole goal of the game, for those of you that stuck around for some crazy reason about beating, or if you've beaten the game but you don't know about this achievement because it's a secret achievement.
Or it's just not your kind of game because it is a deduction game.
Well, yeah, it's like it's weird because it's a puzzly deduction game where there's no action, and it's basically a visual novel in many ways.
Yeah.
I hate all those things, and it's an amazing game.
Yes.
It's really, really good, and I highly recommend it to everyone. But if you've played it and you didn't know about the captain did it, you can blame every single death in the game and every single disappearance on the captain, and you will actually win the game.
Yeah. Because
it is the captain's fault that everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty funny.
He is a badass, though.
He's pretty cool. So although the third mate, the whole game, I was like, there's something weird about this guy. He's everywhere. He's got this fantastic beard. Yeah. He's a very large man. He's blonde with this. He's got this fantastic beard. But I was suspicious of him the whole game because he's everywhere. But it turns out that's because he was saving everyone all the time. Yes. And he's like a hero.
Yeah.
And when you go to the secret ending zone, I guess, the Lazaret, it's like, oh, he actually saved everyone.
Lazaret.
Lazaret.
Is it Lazaret?
Lazaret, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Lazaret. Well, he saved all 3 survivors or whatever.
There's more survivors.
It was pretty tragic, actually, because he sacrificed himself to save, like, no one by the end.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't anyone else, because...
Didn't the doctor get away?
He got away before that. Like, while he was doing that, the doctor got on the ship and got out of there, I think.
No.
That was it. Okay,
no.
Okay. Let me try it here, okay? So, I actually beat the game without any hints.
Yeah.
I got every single thing right.
Yeah.
So, I should be able to put this together somewhat, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, they set out for sea, but some of the crew were Indian guys they hired from a poorhouse. No, before that, a barrel was heavier than they thought because there was a stowaway in it. The pulley collapsed. The weight came down and crushed the head of one of the crew members.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, some of their new crew from India, they are from the poorhouse. I forget what those are called, but a bunch of Indians and Chinese people live in them, basically, back in the day. So, the Indians got sick, 2 of them died. And so, they had the first deaths on the ship. Then, someone else got crushed by a chest that was getting brought down the stairs, so that guy died. Mm. And the second mate became very curious about what was in that chest because the Vietnamese royalty, which was called Formosa back in the day, didn't let anyone near it whatsoever. And so finally at night, he murdered one of the guards. Actually, no, he just knocked him out. He knocked out one of the guards to go see what was going on. But the fiddle player was also downstairs practicing the fiddle, and he saw the second mate walking around. So the second mate thought, oh no, he's going to see that I'm stealing from the Formosans. So he went over, he shanked him and killed him, and then blamed the death on the guard.
Yeah.
And the guard didn't speak English, so he couldn't defend himself properly. Yeah.
And that's where the painting comes from, is the execution. And
their Chinese translators, for some reason, were loyal to the second mate. So he like the Russians and the Chinese were both loyal to the second mate for some reason. So they could lie about what the guy was saying in his defense.
Yeah. So he
tried to steal from the chest, and that summoned to them the crabmen, who...
No.
Not the crabmen?
Nope. So they took the chest overboard, and they got attacked by the mermaids.
Oh, that happened first?
Yes.
Okay, so they took the Formosan queen, or whatever she was, noble hostage, and
the king.
And the dude. Took them hostage, the Russians and the Chinese and the second mate.
And a Scottish guy.
And they... Irish. Yeah. And they boated away.
Yeah.
And then the mermaids attacked, killed everyone until...
Except the king who touched the mercury to knock them out.
Yeah, so he saved everyone's life, basically.
Yeah.
But then only one other person was alive at that point, which was the second mate, and the second mate got rid of all the bodies and then rode back with the mermaids and the treasure, and he took all their shells, which are like these magical
And
shells.
he got shot by the other guardsman who's still on board as revenge.
Yeah, the other Vietnamese guardsmen killed him.
Yeah.
Then they took all the shells, put them on board.
They took the mermaids on board. They killed some people.
They put the mermaids into the lazarette, which is like a little water holding cell / jail. It seems like
it's a mix.
Yeah, and
It's how you boats have water underneath them
Yeah.
to help them keep balance, and you access that from the lazarette, and you can also use the lazarette as a holding cell.
it seems like it seems like a weird mix for.
If you go down there, you're dead.
Yeah,
There's only one way in and out of that hole.
yeah, but it just seems like I don't know. It's just kind of weird that it's like a double prison if you have mermaids. It's kind of convenient, I guess. So then the crabmen attack to get their shells back.
Yeah, to get the mermaids. So here's something interesting about the crabmen I was reading.
Yeah.
Which is, if you look at them, they might be the two people that got dragged overboard.
Oh.
Because they look like corpses on the backs of the crabs, and their body sizes resemble the two men who were dragged over when the mermaids were capturing people. The Russian got dragged in and drowned, and another guy got dragged in and disappeared.
So I reported a bug to the game, but this is really interesting because I reported a bug to the game. One of the easiest characters the game says to figure out how he died is a guy named Nicholas. Yeah. He is speared with a spear right at the start, and people go, "Oh no, he got Nick." So it's like, okay, what happened? Well, Nicholas was speared, by a terrible beast, or I said a foreign enemy. He was the last person I got correct in the entire game of all 60 people because it didn't accept foreign enemy. And I was tearing my hair out the whole game trying to figure out who is this man if he's not Nicholas? Because it fits perfectly that he's Nicholas. And he's, like, clearly the second part's correct. He was speared by a foreign enemy. So who is this man? So I was like, okay, where is he in the picture? I look at the picture. He's sitting with all the other top men. Okay, so he's probably a top man. Okay, so I try all the other top men's names. Doesn't work. Okay, let's go through every memory that has him in it. What is he doing? He's on the ropes. He's a top man. There's no other top man that fits.
They call him Nicholas.
They said his name was Nick. What's going... Okay, maybe it's old-timey English. So when they say they've done for Nick, they actually mean Nick is done for, he's in danger. So who's in danger in this scene? No one's in danger. So the only person in danger is the carpenter, and I already know the carpenter's name. So that's not Nick. So... that was a nasty trick they did, by the way. You can't set a game in the 1800s and make the master carpenter the black guy and his second in command the white guy.
I did that and then I switched it.
That was clever. That was clearly Lucas Pope going, haha, I'm going to play with your expectations a little bit. I like that. That was good. But I got to say that about Obra Dinn, actually. It is a racism simulator.
Yes.
You're like, you look kind of Chinese. Let's see. Where would the Chinese be in the social hierarchy? You'd be sitting in the bilge, so you'd be this guy gambling over here. So,
do you know how you figure out the top men?
Well, they're all top men.
Yeah, but the four Chinese top men.
Well, the Persian guy is the guy with a turban.
No, it's the four Chinese top men, though, to figure out which one's which.
You brute force it is what
You look at their shoes.
Their shoes?
So, when you go below decks during the sickness...
Yeah.
You know how each bunk is labeled, and you can look at the ledger of which number?
Yeah.
So you can see which guys are in...
Wait. Those numbers on the bunks were in the ledger?
Yeah, so the ledger has a list of every single crew member's name.
Yeah.
And that number is on their bunk. So the Chinese men are in their bunks.
I knew the bunks had numbers, but I didn't know that was in the ledger.
Yeah, so the guy, you can see his shoes.
Yeah.
You can see his bunk number. Then you can figure out who he is. And that's how you figure out a bunch of names, is those bunk numbers.
I didn't do that at all. I was using advanced racism to figure everything out.
If you don't want to brute force it, basically you can... I think you can avoid most brute force in the game.
Apparently you can avoid all of brute force.
And so one of the ways is the ledger and the bunks.
Oh. Because one of the main things I did was the picture. Actually, it took me until pretty late in the game. But I realized that people didn't associate with their lessers. Yeah. So in the picture, they're all standing together by rank.
Yeah.
And then I also did by clothing, because... I was like, okay, so all stewards wear this clothing, all mates wear this clothing, all...
Yeah, so one of the things that I had to look up is basically mates are always near their person.
Yeah.
And so you look at the picture, you look at who's hanging out with each other.
Well, actually, that's how I found out the third mate steward. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, this boy is always next to this guy. Always.
The bosun was the hardest one for me to figure out.
The bosun was easy because he was like, "Where's my Frenchman?" And
sorry, not the bosun. There's a different guy who gives orders.
Yeah,
is...
Oh, the gunner's mate, maybe? Or...
No, not the gunner's mate. He gives orders about how, like, pack supplies and stuff. And the only hints are basically he's giving commands.
The purser, maybe?
Bursar, yeah.
I figured out the purser by his uniform.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I don't know why I was like, oh yeah, that's a purser's uniform.
The Where's My Frenchman? Well, that's some people say, it's like, look at the clothing he's wearing. It's like... That's...
Well, he's wearing the most French outfit ever. He's... But you don't
No, I did figure out the Where's My Frenchman. So anyways, the events that happened, the crabs attack.
Yeah. But you don't actually need to look at his clothing because you can actually watch the guy's arm get torn off while he's standing next to him. And, like, he's always next to him, so they're clearly buddies, right?
No, I figured out the Frenchman thing.
But there's, like, multiple different ways to do it, yeah. Okay. But the shoes, that's interesting. I didn't think of that at all.
Yeah, so you look at their footwear and then you can do some stuff.
Wow. Okay.
So that when I read that hint, it's like, I did not realize I was going to this depth with the details. Yeah. That was for me when that clicked.
Well, I think Lucas was having a bit of fun, right? Because the Chinese guys are named Li Huang and Huang Li, but the Huang and the Li are spelled differently each time.
Yeah.
And then you have James Davy was one of the mates,
yeah.
And then his steward's name was Davy James. So I was starting to look for puns and stuff because I was like,
it's the guy who got crushed was the brother of a different guy.
Yeah, I figured that one out. I felt so clever. Well, I figured them all out.
Yeah. So that one there was basically it's like, all right, who are the only brothers here?
Yeah, there's only 2 people with last name Peter.
And then it's just I just switched it back and forth.
Yeah, but that one's fun because it's like.
Well, my problem is I knew it right away, but you know how you need all the other detail.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out who killed the one guy, and so I couldn't get there. So I couldn't confirm the other guy because I didn't know which Peter was which.
I didn't realize until like the last 10% of the game where I figured everything out after I learned this. The person who died during the scene, if you look at the transcript of what they say, has an X next to their name. So you know who's talking.
Oh, I figured that out right away.
I didn't know that until way later in the game. I was doing it by accent. I was like, okay, this guy looks Swedish, and I heard a Swedish accent.
Yeah.
So, because he hired like an amazing team of voice actors for the voice acting.
The thing that really pissed me off, which took me way too long to figure out, is I couldn't figure out where the survivors escaped to.
Oh, that was easy.
I didn't realize that the game I didn't realize
it's at the start of the book.
No, but what I didn't realize is I didn't realize the doctor sent you the book.
Oh.
And so I was like, how do I figure this out? I have no idea how to figure this out. And so I was looking at how do you find out the location? I looked this up, and it was a really good website. The guy basically he'd give you a hint, and you could click on it, and it'd give you a little information. And if you want a bit more, you click on the next one. And if you want a little more, click on the next one. And so each one would give you about 4 hints. And it's like, if you can't figure it out by this point, you're an idiot. But you can click this and I'll just give you the information.
That's cool. You know which one I was really disappointed in? You said the guy whose brother died, right?
Yeah.
And he kills the Swedish guy?
Yeah.
I was so... Oh, sorry, not the Swedish, the Danish dude, right?
Yeah.
I felt so clever because they get onto the ship, right? Yeah. And it's like, okay, what happened to them? I was like, oh, well, clearly these 3 guys, I figured out their names, survived, and they went to... I was like, okay, so the ship was heading this direction. They're on this side of the boat. They weren't noticed, so that means they couldn't have crossed over the boat, so they could have only gone to the east, which means they are not in the Canary Islands, they're in the Azores. And then I was like, solved it. Doesn't show me I did it. I'm like, what? But this was so clever. And then I like look at the next scene and I see like the Kraken chucking their boat. I'm like,
yeah.
But I was so clever.
Yeah.
All right, so crabmen come on the ship. The humans win.
Yeah.
With the carpenter has a super badass moment where he's like, take this, and he like shoots it with the gun. The
guy duels them.
Yeah, the one guy jumps on their back with... Actually, I don't understand the order of events, actually.
Okay, so...
Because he throws the flaming...
yeah, so basically, Obra Dinn's cursed.
Yeah.
So he throws it, but slips and it lights himself on fire as well. Mm. And so while he's on fire, he jumps on it to ensure it gets taken down.
Oh, okay. Because it was like, wait, you succeeded. Why did you jump on its back after?
Yeah. Yeah, no, so he messed up.
Okay. Yeah, so we have the one guy, he burns it to death. The other guy shoots it, except the poor... he's a steward, I think.
The guy who snuck around back and got shot.
That one,
when I found that disturbed me when I went back there and found that skull.
You're just in the middle of nowhere and you're like, what? How did this happen?
And then you have to look through the slates to see the events. You can't get any closer and see.
But also, like, you see him, like, if you go through the memories, he's in so many memories just slowly crawling away while bleeding out. You're just like, oh man, this poor guy.
Yeah.
And then I actually thought he'd been killed by the spike. And I didn't realize that, oh wait, the bullet pierced the wall there.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because if at the very end of the game, that docket which shows the fines that each party gets can actually change depending on your actions because there's multiple correct answers. Right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that can happen, thankfully I didn't do this, the cannon misfires, and you can blame the dude who lit the cannon for the deaths of the 2 people that did it, or you can blame the Kraken for the deaths.
Oh, I blame the Kraken. The Kraken aimed it at them.
Yeah. So but you can actually blame the guy that lit it,
Oh.
and then his estate will be fined the fees for that murder.
Oh.
Yeah. So in this case, if you look at the end, that guy that shot through the wall and killed the guy by accident, he's actually fined for the fees of killing the guy, which I think is totally unfair.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a different thing you could have said, like, was accidentally killed or something, but that one was not his fault. So
When you get to see the list of how people can kill, then you're like, wait, what? Spiked, crushed? Like, where are all these things?
yeah, trampled by a horse. The one dude, he was the linchpin for the whole time. He's in the very first scene. He's the guy standing next to the 4th mate, who has the little beanie on his head.
Yeah, he's always crawling around.
He's got the club and the beanie. He's everywhere. He's this nasty, sneaky character who's always like... Well, I'm not sure actually if he's evil. Like,
No,
I think he just got sick of the captain, basically.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I could learn your name, I would know who killed like half the people on the ship, because you're everywhere. So
someone else I saw someone else has a great suggestion. You know how you can blame the captain for everything?
yeah.
Someone else's suggestion is blame the second mate for everything. Because it's all his fault.
Yeah. Okay, so crabmen are defeated.
Yeah.
And then the 3 of the crew or 4 of the crew decide, we're out of here.
Nope.
No? This is the scene where like the dude clubs the Danish
Oh
dude.
yeah, sorry, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so 3 or 4 of the crew decide, we're out of here. One guy's like, hey, wait, take me with you. They're like, no, you killed my brother because he was the guy that slipped. He was the guy that called out the warning that the ropes were breaking.
Yeah.
So he blamed him for killing his brother. So he kills him. They get on their ship. They get out of there. Then the Kraken comes.
Yeah.
And the Kraken starts killing everyone.
Yeah, and the Frenchman tries and fails, and there's that epic scene where the guy lights the thing on fire and
Chucks it up on the top ropes and sets off the giant gunpowder explosion.
Yeah.
With the guy in the explosion.
Oh no, we are wrong. No, the guys afterwards, the clubbing scene's after the Kraken's gone.
No, it's not. It's before, because then their boat gets picked up and they get chucked out after.
No, that's a different group of guys.
No, that's the guys. That was very important for them.
No, because the person who gets blown up by the rope, the boy who crawls and says, tell so-and-so's mother, I couldn't save him, that's the guy...
No, that's after the Kraken. That's during the mutiny. The mutiny happens after the Kraken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Kraken goes, the one dude who took me forever to... He's one of the top men who's supposed to be super easy to identify. He's got tattoos all over his body. He's always bare-shirted. Problem with the game is it's in black and white.
Yeah.
Right? And my racism wasn't advanced enough. So I thought he was Scottish. But I used up every Scottish name, and it's not him. So I'm like, okay, he must be Irish. I used up every Irish name, it's not him. I'm like,
I thought he was Scottish too, I got so confused. Yeah.
it's not him. And I'm like, okay, who else has woad tattoos? I'm like, okay, French people, like the ancient Gaelic French, like Asterix and Obelix had woad tattoos. So he must be French. Use up every French name, it's not him. I'm like, what's going on? I finally I'm going through all the top men, and I'm like, wait, New Guinea, like The Rock, like Wayne The Rock Johnson, like the Maori had giant woad tattoo looking things. He's a Maori, basically.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So then he had a beard, I think, which is what threw me off. He's like, he's Maori. Okay. He gets torn in half. The bosun gets his arm torn off. The Frenchman gets torn in half off screen. Everyone dies. And then down in the lazaret, the captain is torturing to death the merm people.
Yeah, he kills 2 of them.
Yeah, and then he also kills, I think they captured one of the crabmen too, because there's like a body in there you can see.
No, they didn't.
It looked like a very spiky body in there that was like resting in the bottom.
No, the guy who's in the Lazarus is chained. He went insane. He's the captain's mate or something. He died from touching the mercury.
Yeah, he, he thought that they're...
No, he opened up the chest and touched the mercury and it incinerated him.
Yeah, but before that, he murdered one of the other crew members because he's like, we need to chuck these shells overboard. Yeah. And he started killing people to try to convince them. But they didn't listen to him. Yeah. And if they had actually listened to him, a lot of people wouldn't have died. So,
and then it was the third mate made the actual bargain with them.
Yeah, so then the captain's just torturing these people to death. And finally the third mate comes in and is like, no, listen, I'm going to free you. He pulls her out, but she stabs him. Yeah. And so he dies. But then he chucks her.
He makes a deal with her and has 2 people drag her out.
Yeah, so he frees her. And they escape. So just before the storm is about to the Kraken is leaving. So the doctor, very cruelly, forces his monkey through the bars of the lazaret, which is now impenetrable to get into and locked. and then he shoots his monkey after cutting off its hand.
Yeah.
So that his magic watch, so he had this magic watch this whole time, right? And there was a mysterious murder of the Formosan guard.
No, I looked this up. He doesn't have the watch. He has the journal.
Yeah.
He knows that the East India Company has the watch.
Oh, so
the company gave it to you for your investigation.
Oh, okay, so he knows you'll use the watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked this up because people are arguing about it, and someone says, no, he didn't have the watch, he had the journal. He knows the East India Company has the memento mori.
Okay, so he wasn't just letting all these murder mysteries go unsolved on the ship.
No.
And he wasn't just... But then because it was kind of weird that he knew that the watch existed, clearly, because he shot his own monkey, right?
Yeah.
Which was... I didn't learn anything from that. Like, was that monkey's life worth knowing that... I guess it tells you that the third mate was a hero.
Yeah.
But is that enough to kill the monkey to learn that he was a hero? I don't know. East India Company is cruel, though, man. Like, jeez, they're like, Captain, estate seized. It's like,
Yeah.
gee.
Well, the third mate got quite awarded for outstanding service.
Yeah.
That's one of my problems. So, like, some guys do, like, there's characters who are absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And you look at their results, it's like, outstanding service, £15.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's because they were, like, a top man.
Yeah.
And so they don't...
But some of them, like, the one Chinese dude, I think it was, who was struck by lightning.
Yeah.
They're like, outstanding service and bravery and danger. It's like, he was struck by lightning. He didn't do anything. He just got lucky. Well, unlucky.
Yeah.
They caused the storm, right? Like, that seems to be heavily implied.
Yes, the mermaids caused it.
Yeah. So, they get rid of the
mermaid.
the mermaid. The Kraken goes away. Then the gunner's mate is talking with the fourth mate, I think it is.
Yeah.
And they're just like, the captain's crazy. Like, he's caused all these problems. Captain can't be trusted. A guy over here kind of misunderstands that they're just grumbling.
Yeah.
And thinks it's a mutiny. And so he yells mutiny and starts running through the ship. And so they're like, we got to stop him. So they stab him in the back. And
then the guy stabbing him gets shot. And then someone misinterprets it as a murder and clumps the guy over the head and kills him. And it's like the most tragic sequence of events.
yeah, so like 3 people die when nobody was at fault. And I think the guy that's thought the mutiny, I'm not sure, but he sees the bosun in the chair dead, right?
And that's happening at the same time.
Yeah. As other people are trying to get off the ship.
And someone's saying, no, you can't take the woman away.
Yeah. And so there's the women and the doctor are just trying to get out of it.
Yeah, and it's two other guys.
Yeah. Oh, and during the Kraken, the reason the captain isn't fixing all these problems is because while the Kraken was attacking, his wife ran out onto the deck like a moron, and the Kraken dropped a mast on her head and killed her.
She was looking for her husband. He was down the Larinet trying to make a deal with the mermaids.
Yeah, but she was looking for the captain. Her husband was the captain. But she shouldn't have been. She should have stayed in her room.
Like the doctor, like you can at the scene she gets killed. The doctor is holding back the 2 other women.
Yeah,
saying don't go out there.
And who is trying to save her? The third mate.
Yeah,
who's the hero.
Yeah.
And then when the guy is bleeding to death with a knife in his back and he's crawling, it's the third mate again who's talking to him and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna get you to safety. Don't worry, son. You'll tell
the doctor's gone. They can't.
Yeah, we'll tell Pete's mom yourself. Don't worry."
Yeah.
Yeah. And he doesn't know the doctor's gone yet because he's calling. No, he's calling for Bernard, whoever.
Yeah, he's calling them. Bring the medical kit.
Yeah, and then that.
How I figured out who the gunner was is this guy seems to be a good shot, and he's always throwing people weapons. And
he's always handling weapons. Oh, yeah.
That's how I figured out who the gunner was. Is he's the guy in charge of the guns?
Well, the gunner's mate though. He's like that's the tricky one because the gunner was easy. He was the guy that gave the order to do the execution.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but the gunner's mate was the guy standing next to him, I guess.
Figuring out who did the execution is also interesting, where you have to like look at their lines.
All the trails.
Yeah.
And who was it? It was the beanie dude again.
That guy, though, if you look at him using a gun at any point, he's a crack shot.
No, he never missed.
And I know you don't like him, but he actually does a lot to help people, too.
Well, I only didn't like him because he was the answer to like half the deaths on the ship, and I didn't know who he was.
But he's like always trying to do what's right.
And he was just a seaman. Like, so that's like... That's not the lowest rank, but he's only like he's not even a midshipman. He's just a seaman. But he was. They should promote him if like he wasn't
dead.
Yeah, if he wasn't dead. So then the doctor and those people run away.
Yeah.
There's this mass of mutinies going on the ship there.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead.
And there's like 4 people left.
There's like 4 people left alive, and they all look at each other and they're like, well, there's actually 6 people left alive, but 2 of them are in the lazarette making a deal with the mermaids.
Yeah.
Captain's just has locked himself away. He refuses to deal with anyone because his wife's dead.
Yeah.
And so the 4 remaining people on the ship are like...
Well, it's worse than that because she died from a head injury.
Yeah.
And so he didn't know if she was dead or not. That's why she's lying in a bed.
Yeah.
And
jump scares you. That's the scariest part of the whole game, I think.
I think how the artist died is pretty scary.
Well, that's just horrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the first victim the Kraken kills is the artist who's just on the poop deck, taking a nice poop, and he's squeezing as hard as he can, and then the Kraken gives him a little hand and squeezes him a little bit extra.
Yeah.
And just...
I felt pretty clever figuring out who the artist was.
But have you seen the
looking at his initials?
Yeah, but if you look at the picture of the artist, right, that he drew himself, he's clearly evil. I don't feel sorry for him. He's clearly an evil man. That picture looked evil. So yeah, there's like 4 people left alive. I don't know why they're bothering to mutiny at that point, but they decide...
Well, they think there's a shell left.
One of them is that monkey man.
Yeah, he's crawling everywhere.
Who is, like, he's a top man, right? But, like, why is he the way he is? He's just like this...
The tragic story of that guy...
Yeah.
Is he's always too late to everything. If you look at his story throughout the whole thing of all his actions, he's always trying to get to the location, and he's slightly too late, including his fight with the captain.
Yeah, like if they'd have been 3 against 1. I guess he did take on 2 against 1. And he's also there to help. I think he's trying to stop when there's that sword fight going on.
Yeah.
He's trying to save the Russian dude.
Yeah.
But the Russian dude gets killed by Pete, right? It's Pete that does that? Or
I can't remember who it is.
Yeah. Right, he takes out the Russian guy. And then... Yeah, the Russians were the worst minions. Like, when did they ever succeed at anything? At least the Chinese were good, like...
Well, not all of them were, though. It's only a few of them.
Yeah, so then they mutiny, and the captain shows why he's the captain, and he kills every last one of them, and then he shoots himself, and the ship then washes up on shore, basically. So,
did you notice the mermaid? Did you see the mermaid while you're investigating?
Like that thing off in the distance?
Yeah, so that's so the third mate goes down there and he says, please see the Obra Dinn home.
Oh.
And so she guides it home. She's the last of the mermaids that's alive. And so part of the deal is she brings it home. And when I figured out that it wasn't just a shell as the murder, that creeped me out.
So she'd been watching you the whole time.
Yes, that and also the storms, when you're in there, the storm starts.
Right.
And because I failed the game, because if you leave too early, you fail. Why you fail is the Obra Dinn sinks.
Oh.
So she brings it home and then kills it.
Oh.
With a storm. She basically makes it so it sinks.
Mm.
And so I was like extra disturbing.
Because you don't figure it all out.
So at the end of the game, there's this one thing that gets to me though, is you take the journal that the doctor gave you.
Yeah.
And you shove it into this shelf.
Yeah.
And there's like a scarab there and there's other books.
Yeah.
And I saw that and I was like,
sequel. That was my thought.
No, that was my thought, is like there are more books for you to do things on.
Yeah, like I thought because it's the neat thing about the game is even if you know how the system, it's a very simplistic game, right? It's basically you go to the moment someone died, you get about 30 seconds of before they died, and then you can see the moment they died captured in a 3D panorama, and you can also visit any other corpses in that time period, and you can trace. It is so ripe for like a whole new genre.
Yeah, and the music stings are so brilliant.
Did you watch the credits where like everything is to the music? It's like
no, that's good. But the Soldiers of the Sea, that chapter with that song,
all the music is so good.
But I really like Soldiers of the Sea. It's like going through and their fight against it's only 2 soldiers.
Yeah,
it's only 2 crab riders shooting spines with spears.
But they keep getting back up. Like if you look at them and watch the scenes in order, they like shoot them and they go down, and then they're like, okay, drag them off to this place. And then suddenly gets up and like kills 2 other guys, and then
or even like the mermaids are so dangerous to handle. Like they just flinch and they kill you.
Yeah, because they're covered in spikes as well. Yeah, and then but the music, that's all done by one guy. Like he did all the music, he did the writing, he didn't do the voice acting, of course, but he did the whole plotting and programming. He's a great musician, obviously. I bought after I finished Obra Dinn, I bought Papers, Please because I'm like I want to buy whatever this guy makes because he is an amazing designer.
He's done 3 games.
Has he done 3? What's the third?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But
I might have to look for that one too. Because
such is the rule forever.
Yeah, you'd never remember the third. Yeah. But Obra Dinn is a genre I don't like. Like 2 genres combined that I don't like either. Yes. And I wouldn't like their combination. And it's so... Now, Hades is a game that is very well done that I don't like. But I can respect it. But Obra Dinn is a game that is so well done, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yes.
And it made me...
And I told you this before, it annoyed me it was good.
Yeah.
Because Yahtzee liked it.
Yeah.
And Yahtzee...
doesn't like anything.
Well, it's not even that, is...
oh, he likes the pretentious, like, Undertales and whatnot.
Yeah, Yahtzee is a game reviewer snob and a bit of a prick about it.
Yeah. And he likes all the pretentious artsy fartsy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then his favorite game, basically,
Yeah.
is good, annoyed me to no end.
Well, I told you when I was playing Journey, right, where I was like, oh, I'm going to refund this. Oh, I'm going to refund this. I'm going to refund this. And then I got to the one point and I was like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. I have to keep playing. Like, I was looking at my game purchase history, actually. So, the last game I purchased was the Obra Dinn.
Yeah.
Until, like, June 30th. But for that 6 months, if you look at my wish list had 110 games in it, right? It now has about 40 games in it. Because I bought 60 games and refunded every single one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I don't like it. But the Obra Dinn and Journey, those stayed. And, yeah, Obra Dinn is actually so good.
Yes.
What was I going to add to that with, and I think what it also did is it made me realize that I don't necessarily dislike games that are all text or puzzles. It's just, it has to be good. It has to be paced well. It has to be... Because I'm actually finding that I'm playing Half-Life right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm now that I've done Darkest Dungeon, I can just I'm flying through games. You've beaten Half-Life, right?
Yes.
And number 2 as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just playing number 1 right now. Now, I wouldn't say Half-Life was a revolutionary game, right? Because it has fantastic lighting, right?
Yeah.
Sound design is really good, although the sound balancing is awful. But the sound design is amazing. The lighting is great, by which I mean bright areas are bright, dark areas are dark. If you turn on your flashlight, you can see in the dark. So many games get that wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just like, the clarity is always, you can see what you're supposed to see, you don't see what you're not supposed to see.
Yeah.
That's it. Easy. The controls feel amazing. Also, the interactivity in the game is, for the time especially, is ridiculous. Like, you think you can do something, you can do it.
Yeah.
It's just, you think, yeah, this would make sense as a solution to that, and then you do it. Like, I'm going to push this box over here, hop on that, and I'm done. Easy.
Yeah.
Guns all feel great. Their multiple modes are amazing. The resource layout is perfect. Like, there's just the right amount of bullets. There's just the right amount of healing stations.
You know what made me want to play the game? Is Valve released their, like, 25th anniversary video of them talking about making Half-Life 1.
Yeah.
And in it, people were talking about how Gaben would basically come in after they'd done something and say, no, do it better. And, like, one of their big things is they made a bunch of levels, and it's like, we can put all these levels together, it'll be a good game, like, there's all these fun sandboxes, and Gaben said, there's nothing that connects any of these levels together. Scrap them all, and make a story that fits together.
Yeah.
And they listened to him.
The story is actually, like, it doesn't get in the way. You can piece it together yourself. You can listen to it as much as you want or not. You can talk to the scientists or shoot them. I actually had a moment, there's a scientist, he pops out of a trash can, and I was like, whoa, and I shot him in the head with my shotgun and killed him. I felt so bad. It loads fast, like, it runs really well. Yeah. The level design, like you're saying, is amazing. Everything connects back into itself. You never get lost. You just follow it around. The AI is really smart. Each enemy is really interesting. The only thing I haven't liked about it so far is the intro is way too long. Like, you're on this train for doing nothing for too long. But besides that, it's amazing. Why I say it's not a revolutionary game is because every game afterwards didn't seem to take the lesson from it. And part of a revolution is that you change the industry.
Yes.
But nobody paid attention to this brilliance.
And
it should have been revolutionary. It's a masterpiece. But I don't like first-person shooters, but I'm having a great time.
That's the same thing with the second game as well.
Yeah. But I'm having a great time playing it. I don't like first-person shooters, but this is super fun.
No, like, I played Half-Life,
and
it blew my brain because it's like, this is one of the best-made games I've ever played.
Yeah.
This game is over 20 years old. This game's older than me.
Yeah.
Why aren't games like this? Like, why aren't they as good as this game?
Part of what I was thinking when I was playing Half-Life was, why didn't I play this when I was younger? I mean, it's not really a kid's game, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, this is like a perfect game for like a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, if you had been a teenager right when this game came out, you would have been like, the future is bright for gaming.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And yeah, so far I've been the AI is so smart. It's amazing. Like, I hid behind a wall and started lobbing grenades at one point. So they started lobbing grenades right back. I was like, hey, you can't do that. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But they're not just... Smart doesn't mean that they can beat you, right? That's different. Smart means they respond in ways that make sense. And they're really interesting.
They also have rules.
Yeah, they have rules, and they're really interesting.
Do you know the headcrabs rule? They have a really cute rule if you actually don't fight them.
I like when they walk around on their hind legs and they're like...
Yeah. So, headcrabs have a rule about how they jump at targets.
Yeah.
Which is if they're too close, they'll turn around, walk away, and then turn back and jump at you.
Right.
So they want to have optimal distance so they can launch themselves at your head.
Yeah.
And so if you dodge headcrabs, they kind of get really cute after a while of like watching them struggle trying to murder you.
Well, what I think is really interesting is the I don't know what they're called, but when the head crab takes over a scientist,
The zombie.
the zombie, if you actually don't attack them, they'll keep doing their job. Like they'll walk over to an injured person and they'll try to figure out the wound, or they'll walk over to a computer and they'll start typing away at it. And then the lightning dudes, the green lightning dudes, they seem to be actual invaders. Like they seem to be intelligent creatures that are actually trying to conquer your planet. Like I haven't finished the game yet, so I do have a vague idea of how the story goes. And then there's the man who I know G-Man at this point, right? But you know, I'm fighting all these guys. There's this horrible firefighting. I come to the store. I try to open it. There's a guy standing on the other side. I'm like, okay, open the door. He just adjusts his tie, walks away. I'm like, what are you doing? And then I'm fighting for my life against this giant beast that's tearing everything apart. And up in the control room, you see him just standing there watching. You're like, what? And then you run up there. He's not there. There's a soldier dying on the ground. It's like, wait, he didn't help the soldier, or what? And if the beast can't get up here to the soldier, and you are in here, then you did this to the soldier. Like, there's something going on here.
No, G-Man's downright creepy.
But then, man, Gordon Freeman, what do they teach you in science school? They're theoretical physicists? That's harder core training than Navy SEALs.
He's a theoretical theorist in an HEV suit.
Yeah, and apparently with the training of a Navy SEAL or something. Like, he can climb ladders at like 40 kilometers an hour.
He's really fast too, running.
The ladder climbing is ridiculous. I had to look up one thing so far, which I don't like. You know, like I said, I have this thing about spoilers, and it kind of damaged the game for me a little bit for a while. But because you have to climb up on top of this ladder, up this elevator shaft. You get on top of the elevator, and then you can't get in the door because the elevator's in the way. So I was like, well, obviously you just bust your way in through the vent, and then you go in, right? So I swung at the vent a bunch, didn't break. I was like, okay, don't know what to do. Walked around a ton. I spent like 15 minutes on it. Finally, I looked it up. It's like, oh, you got to break the vent. I was like, but I couldn't break the vent. I go over to the vent, can't break it. Finally take out my shotgun, shoot it. I'm like, oh, it breaks now. Okay, fine. What I didn't realize is that Half-Life is stupid. Like, it's this brilliant game, right? But it's stupid because the reason I couldn't break the vent is because I was standing and the crowbar isn't long enough to hit the ground unless you crouch.
Yes. And
it took me so long to realize you can actually jump on to boxes that are at like knee height if you just tuck in your legs after you jump. So you have to crouch in midair and then you can land on top of boxes.
Yeah, that's not actually meant to be a feature. That's the thing people figured out.
But there's like things you can
only get. There's a feature in the second game.
But in the first game, there's things you can only do if you do that. Like there's stuff you can only get if you do that.
Yeah.
Like there's a section with bombs lining the wall on like right before the rocket launch.
Yeah.
That's the only way to get in there.
There's other solutions.
I don't think there is.
There is. But so the thing with Half-Life for me is because I watched that video.
Yeah.
It was basically I realized was like, if I'm ever stuck, this game is smarter than me.
Yeah.
It's like I'm being stupid. The game is smarter than me in this moment.
Yeah.
There will be an answer that makes sense. I don't have to look it up.
Well, the reason I looked it up was because I was pretty sure something was bugged.
Yeah.
Because I was like, the answer is so obvious that you should just break this vent, and I can't break the vent. And then I looked it up, and the answer was break the vent.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of me not realizing, oh, you have to crouch to hit the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't do the tutorial. Maybe the tutorial tells you. The tutorial is way too slow. I tried it. It's way too slow.
I didn't do the tutorial.
And it's not necessary, because the game teaches you everything.
I've watched enough TTT to know how to play Half-Life.
But the game teaches you like everything you need to know as well. So,
did you blow up the microwave?
Yeah. I was like, beep, 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 beep.
I it's a meme video I saw recently, which it shows, it's called Working with Gordon Freeman.
Yeah.
And it shows him in the HV suit. And he's just causing chaos in Black Myth. Like, he's running around super fast. It's like, one says, like, hey, don't do that. And he acts like a cat, and he does that, or he, like, blows up the
microwave. Have you seen... I don't know if this was a glitch, or if this is in the base game, or if it's just, like, an Oblivion-style intelligent AI moment. But I was walking up through this one area, right? And there's a scientist trapped in a room. So he dives through the window, and the window smashes, and he rolls to the ground. And then he stands up, evening, Gordon. And then he walks up.
That's just what he does. It's scripted like that. Yeah, it's scripted.
There's a lot of humor in the game.
Yes.
But it's like it's like subtle humor, which it's very funny. And I like the scene where they're called the Columbine, right? The government soldiers? Or the Columbine, those black clad...
those are just U.S. soldiers. Columbine aren't there yet.
Okay, so when the blacks...
The ninjas?
No, before the ninjas. Just the dudes in the camo, right?
Yeah, those are just American soldiers.
But if you sneak up on a group of them without them hearing you, they're like, who is this Gordon Freeman any guy? I thought he's just a scientist. Yeah, well, all I know about him is he killed a lot of my buddies. Okay, don't worry, we're going to get him. and then you lob a grenade at them.
Yeah. The ninjas are a menace.
I'm not sold on them being fun. Like, they...
Okay, so the ninjas, if you have the gun with the grenade launcher,
Yeah.
you shoot them with that.
But I just mean, like, most things in the game have a rule, and then you can work around it, right? The ninjas are so fast, like, you kind of just take the damage while you shoot them with the machine gun. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Like, it also feels like Half-Life was designed for speedrunning. Like, the level layouts have so many options and so many, like, I could take this safe route, or I could go super fast. And
there are so many bugs. I was watching some of my friends try to speedrun race each other doing it.
Yeah.
And the skips they are doing kind of ruin the game. Have you gotten outside yet?
A few times.
Yeah, so you got to the dam?
No.
No.
Okay. Helicopter, and then...
Oh, you're doing the helicopter.
The rocket, and then... Yeah, there's 18 levels, and I'm on, like, level 6 or 8 or something.
Yeah, it's like I was watching him do a speedrun, and he skipped one of the funnest parts of the game. It's like...
Oh, I've seen footage of that zone. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he skipped it.
Yeah.
And it's like... It's not fun.
You know what annoyed? There's this whole section which is like escorting a little cart, right? Basically like a train cart.
Yeah, on rails.
Yeah. What annoyed me was it got stuck, and so I was walking around on the side of the rail looking where to put. I was wait a minute, I don't need the cart. I can do this whole level without the cart.
Yeah.
Why am I taking this cart with me? It's just a liability. Why is this a thing? It's like I don't actually like you walk faster than it drives anyway. So like he is way too fast. Like what were they? They're like, okay, we're making Doom. I think that's actually what it... I think it's a first...
Quake.
Yeah. I guess...
It uses Quake's engine.
Okay. So it's basically... It's a first-person shooter first, and then they threw a story on it. So you're like, oh, it's a story game, but it's not. It's
So basically, Gabe and the other founder of Valve were working for Microsoft. And Gabe said to his guy, the other guy's like, why don't we start a video game company?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay... Sure. And they leave working for Microsoft, which is like a huge risk. And it's like, okay, how do we make a video game, basically? And I think it's Gaben or the other guy, they had a friend who happened to work on Quake.
Yeah.
And they told their friend they want to do this. And their friend said, okay, here's the source code for Quake.
Oh, wow.
So they were given the source code for Quake, which is massive.
That's, isn't that Tim Sweeney that made Quake?
Maybe.
Like the guy that owns Epic now?
I don't know. But they had the source code, basically.
Yeah.
And by the end, it didn't resemble Quake at all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely... Like, I don't think you can jump in... No, or maybe you can in Quake.
No, but it's still... that was their start. And, like, their team of people was kind of insane. So, their texture artist...
Yeah.
She did basically all the texture work. And one of her things is she would go to locations, take pictures, and then put the textures on there. But she had such a limited format of like pixels to work with that she had to make everything work with her pictures and like transposing them.
Yeah.
And so she's like this brilliant artist. Also like the only woman on the team. And apparently that was stressful for her.
No, it's a very, very well made game.
And like when they were trying to finish the game, they were pulling like 16-hour days. And it's like, we just have to get this done.
The early games industry, like it seems like all the good games, right? Mm-hmm. Had legendary teams.
Yes.
Like, the Ultima teams, if you look at every single person that's ever touched Ultima, they're a legend in their own right, completely separate. Like, Warren Spector, right? He was the story writer for Ultima. He went off and founded a little company called Looking Glass, which did, like, Dishonored and Prey and Thief and...
So, the second game, you've seen it, right? Like
Half-Life?
Yeah, Half-Life 2.
A while ago, yeah.
Yeah, but you've also seen like the assets for the game used in like so it's very like dystopian.
Yeah.
So one of the lead designers on Half-Life 2 is a Russian guy from the USSR. And he would explore as a kid with his friends abandoned train stations and like old factories that are broken down.
Oh, so that's where he got all his inspiration.
Yeah, so his inspiration came from all these like dilapidated places.
But yeah, it's, going back to the Obra Dinn, I guess, in that sense, like, it's nice that there is some people carrying the torch forward. Like, it bothers me that you see all these... Actually, there's a game I want to talk about as well. But it bothers me that there's all these arguments about, are games overpriced, are they not overpriced? You know, they've got teams like 200 people, right? And then you have a game like Obra Dinn, one person.
Yeah.
You have, like, Super Mario World, which Super Mario World is still a contender for the best game ever made, I think. I don't think it is, but it's... I think it's probably in the top 10. And I could... If someone said this is the best game ever made, I'd be like... fair enough. Like,
Yeah.
5 people, right? The original Mario, 2 people, and one of them was a dedicated story writer.
Yeah.
He did nothing.
And even Half-Life.
Half-Life was like 10 people or less. Like, it was,
Half-Life 1, and even the second game, they had a bigger team, but it's still...
like, you don't need a giant team to make an amazing game. And if you have the giant team, you need that team to make a game that you couldn't make otherwise.
Yeah.
Like a game like Far Cry or Breath of the Wild or Baldur's Gate or so. Like, you know, even Baldur's Gate's team wasn't even that big though. Really.
Baldur's Gate 3's team, I think, got too big, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what their
I think
size
it
was.
diluted it.
And or that's another Divinity. Like, I like that so many games come out and a lot of them are okay, right?
Yeah.
But it's the games where you go like, wow. Those are the games I think. Now, obviously, you can't say those are the only games that are allowed to release because you don't know until you release it.
But one of my problems with, like, Skyrim's a good game. There's no doubt about that. But games of that style... So I saw this advertisement recently, which is a game which is, like, you can, like, throw these... You're not a wizard, you're an alchemist. It's like, you fire this fire arrow and, like, blows up, and you kick this prop, and so... it collapses and these barrels fall down and hit people. Wait a minute. That scene's in the first chapter of Heroes of Might and Magic Dark Messiah. That's the exact same thing they did there.
That's Alcahest, right? I think the game.
I don't know the name of the guy. I was just watching the trailer, but I was like, this just looks like Might and Magic. And that's fine, but my point there is if your game isn't as good in if you have a game that's meant to have combat, like medieval feeling good combat, if you can't achieve
Dark Messiah
or On Guard
yeah
levels of combat,
why bother?
Scrap everything else you're doing and focus on trying to get there.
Well, that's what bothers me with a lot of the Vampire Survivor clones, right? It's like, if you're going to jump on a trend and be Vampire Survivors, and you're not better than Vampire Survivors, what's the point?
Yeah.
And that's it. This is what I call the trap of Heroes of Might and Magic 3, right? It's an amazing game. Everyone loves it. So clearly, you should make a game like that and everyone will buy it. The problem is, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 costs $10 Canadian.
Yeah.
And it's the best game ever made.
And it has active support.
And it runs on anything.
It runs on anything.
And it has active support.
It has
like you
active
said.
support. And like
and not just modding, like not it has new expansions coming out, and the HD mod turns it into one of the easiest to play games, like with the best UIs there is.
Yeah. And its mods are of such a quality.
Yeah.
They're basically DLC.
They're better than base game in many ways.
Yeah.
Like, it's... And then you want to compete with that.
Yeah.
A $10 game that will have unlimited support, a thriving community, huge amount of mods thrown at it.
Yeah.
Some of the highest quality mods you'll ever see. It's like, you can't compete with that. It's also like trying to make a Skyrim clone, right? Skyrim clone's even worse. Because to make a Skyrim clone, you need a team of like 200 people
that can beat the modding community.
That has to spend millions to compete with the modding community of Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a night, and Skyrim is on sale for like $12.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah,
Skyrim also runs pretty well, actually, surprisingly.
I hate the mods that try to turn Skyrim into Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's like okay, you're trying to make the combat more fun, kind of make it more difficult. But if you're going to mess with the combat of Skyrim, try to make... That'd be a nightmare, but try to make it like Dark Messiah.
Yeah.
Instead of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 different directions you can go for good video game combat. You can go for Dark Souls, which is like methodical, reaction-based, gritty, hard-fought. Or you can do speed and like inject your blood with like super cocaine and do On Guard or Messiah, which is... You have to think about everything very fast or you're dead.
And you use the environment like crazy.
Or just be skilled enough to actually fight in combat that's fast-paced and fun.
There's another way. God Hand. I showed you that game, right? The martial arts game?
Yeah, well, there's a 4th combat, which Skyrim does brilliantly, which is the Dungeon Lords.
It's an RPG.
It's Dungeon Lord combat.
Yeah.
Which is you stand there and you hit things with your sword.
Yeah, but... Well, it's more than that, though. It's an art, right? It's not about your skill in combat, right? Mm-hmm. It's about your positioning, which still matters, and your spell use and your equipment use on the fly.
Yeah.
So it's like playing a tabletop RPG.
And how you've built yourself over time. It's like, I've skill into heavy armor. I am wearing heavy armor.
And I'm about to go into an area with a bunch of fire elementals, so I'm going to drink a fire potion that'll give me resistance to fire, and I'm going to take out my frost weapon. And, Skyrim is actually... I love Skyrim's combat. I think it's the best. I think it's the best. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a better one. Dark Messiah I actually found very clunky when I played it. It's cool, but I think I prefer Skyrim's. If I played it again, I might prefer it more now that I understand the source engine better. But... what else? What other games have... I really like Dungeon Lord's combat, actually, funnily enough.
Well, Dungeon Lord combat is
basically Skyrim combat.
Skyrim combat, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's one of my favorite styles of video game combat, actually.
Because I really
I like the elements. Like, you can block in it. Like, you can put your shield up. I don't like... If there's parrying, I don't actually like that.
Yeah.
But...
I have a mod that adds parrying to Skyrim, so...
So, I haven't bought it because I have other games to play. But... in Lord of the Fallen, there's a dodge button, which lets you quickly dash in one direction. And I'm actually okay with that, because it just lets you reposition quickly.
Yeah, you can do that in Dark Souls as well.
Yeah. I'm saying that's like, you can take elements, but like, don't do the Legend of Zelda lock on with Navi, slowly circle it.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't like lock on in general, actually. Okay, fine. Mountain Blade has really good combat.
Yes. Well, Mountain Blade doesn't have a lock on.
Yeah, but like if I'm trying to think of my favorite combat in an RPG...
Well, one of my favorite things about Mountain Blade 2 is their combat's a physics engine.
Yeah, and that's cool. I like those sort of...
there are mods that take it even farther.
Yeah.
There's a funny thing about the mod that takes it even farther. They messed it up in their latest update, but it's called like the Realistic Combat mod.
Yeah. And
it's basically horses are ridiculously overpowered, especially in heavy armor.
Yeah, which they should be.
Which they should be, but they took it too far. They made it unbalanced beyond what's accurate, which people started complaining about.
Have I told you the dark tale of the 50 conquistadors against 10,000 Incas? But there's a mod for Skyrim called True Armor. I used to love playing with it, but I stopped because it's kind of ridiculous. If you wear heavy plate, nothing touches you. You're just like... It's amazing. But you just get like... Nothing gets through. It's fun.
It's... Like Mountain Blade, one of my favorite things is if you're riding a horse, or you're a horse archer, and there's a knight charging you with a lance, so your horses are going at each other, and you fire an arrow at them, you can one-shot them because there's so much speed going on.
Because your arrow's going fast.
Because you're firing from a moving horse, and they're charging
towards you. That's funny.
Or another thing I like is, if you get it right while you're riding a horse, and you swing your sword and you hit someone, and they're running in the opposite direction, it deals a ton more damage. Or... you're like, la-da-da, you're going along, and then a knight comes screaming out of nowhere with a couch lance and one-shots you. And you're like, where did that come from?
I mean, the first game kind of has that already, right? Like, you definitely get way more speed on a horse than that.
Yeah, but they artificially did that.
Right.
Whereas the second game...
It's more of just a straight-up physics engine.
Yeah.
Right.
It still has some artificial stuff, but aims for it more.
Have you... So the other game I wanted to talk about...
One of my favorite things about it is... you can, when a siege is going on, there's boulders, and you can grab boulders.
Yeah.
And you can throw them at the battleground to break parts of it. However, if you grab a boulder and you throw it at someone, it will deal damage. If you calculate it right so you're slightly higher than someone, boulders become the most deadly weapon in the world because you have a big rock.
Yeah.
You just chuck at people's heads.
And you drop it on them.
Yeah.
Can you, like, bowl with them? Like, you hit one guy and then another? Dunk, dunk, dunk.
It can bounce a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd like it if they could bounce more.
Just like, down a ladder, bonk, bonk,
bonk,
bonk.
Well, it's interesting. One of the spell mods, how it does its spells, is it's equipment you give your soldier.
Yeah.
And it's basically you give them the Magnell shot as ammunition your soldier can just throw with a throw skill.
Right.
And so you basically fire a Magnell shot, so you have like 5 ammo on you. You as a hero can also carry around. So I was using a mod that made it so you could basically equip people's stuff.
Yeah.
And at first I was calling them my warlocks. Then I changed them to sappers. Because they'd blow themselves up and my army. And so my strategy became, when you set up thing, I gave them a unique rank, because you can like give people unique ranks and commands.
Yeah.
And so I would have all the ones that I currently had promoted to that rank, and I would only have about 10 ever promoted at once. I'd put them at the very front of my army. I'd tell my army to hold. I'd tell them to charge. Then I'd wait about 20 seconds, then tell my army to charge behind them.
Like a suicide bomb.
Their friendly fire was more brutal than the enemy attacks, because my army was so elite.
Just like... So, okay, stay back. It's like Malazan magic.
Yeah. Well, I had archers that would fire ballista bolts as well. It was like an OP fantasy mod.
Yeah.
And I found I had like two different upgrades. So I had the ballistable archers and I had the non-ballistable archers. And as cool as ballistable archers were, my army wasn't dying except to friendly fire. And so I just had my super archers instead of the ballistable ones.
So do you play JRPGs? Do you like them?
No.
Not really? Okay.
No.
Because there's a game that came out. I don't think it'll run on my computer.
Expedition 33?
Yeah. Which I was like, oh, this is the new AAA game that everyone's just mindlessly buying, right? So I went to the store page. Because, it seems to happen, right? The new thing comes out, everyone gets it. And it kind of makes me like, when Age of Wonders 4 did really good, when Baldur's Gate 3 did really good,
Yeah.
it makes me like the game less, just for and Elden Ring as well. People are buying it not because they really like Dark Souls, or they really liked Baldur's Gate 2, or they really love Larian, but because it's the new popular thing, right? Or Hades, it's like, oh man, Supergiant has, like, Pyre was amazing, and Bastion was amazing, and I really love Transistor, so oh yeah, I'm getting Hades day one. But instead people are like, oh yeah, I've heard Hades is this indie game that's actually popular.
Yeah.
And it's like, the game doesn't deserve the hate, right? Yeah. But it's like, to me, I'm like, I like it less because people just like it because it's popular.
Because you're a hipster.
Because I was a hipster before hipsters were cool.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not a hipster anymore because it's too mainstream now.
Yeah.
So.
You're a dipster.
But I also
dipshit.
dislike the person's opinion in a way because they only like it because it's popular. Yeah. Even though something that everyone, like Harry Potter or Elden Ring, everyone loving it, or Breath of the Wild, it's like, this thing is actually transcendent.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone likes it. It's like, fair enough, right? But I still...
No, they like it for the wrong reasons. That's like, after I finished Harry Potter...
Oh, that's how you get the extra elitism in there.
No, after I finished Harry Potter, I became that person.
Yeah.
Is these people enjoy it wrong.
Well, I got that...
I'm actually convinced with Harry Potter. Like, maybe 50... Like, it's our latest video, which is the thumbnail.
Yeah.
It shows the soy guy who's the fan.
Yeah.
And I gave him, I think, Aristotle's beard.
Yeah.
And then the super Indian Chad, I think, or the Arab Chad with the hair, I put him in a fool's outfit, and so it's the average flossy fan versus the average meme enjoyer.
Right.
Is what it was. But it's like, the Harry Potter fan, I kind of, like, after reading Harry Potter, it actually makes me dislike them more.
I'm getting that feeling about Breath of the Wild, actually. Because...
And the same with Lord of the Rings, actually. Like,
yeah.
I do not like Lord of the Rings fans. Because, like, you go into Lord of the Rings Reddit and they talk about, or, like, people try to talk about, like, Lord of the Rings power thing. It's like, I've only watched the movie, I have questions about the book. And people answer about the book, and it's like, you barely read the book. You know more about the movie than the book people answering.
You dare tread the ground where he walked. You dare defile his art by claiming you understand it.
Yes, basically.
But, like, I feel that way a bit with Breath of the Wild, because it's like, Breath of the Wild was this amazing game. And then Tears of the Kingdom took everything that was wrong with it and intensified it and didn't improve any of the stuff that was good.
Actually, even Trazin's popular for a reason. Trazin the Infinite.
Oh, from
Warhammer 40k.
Warhammer, yeah.
He is one, like, Warhammer has way too many books.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are very poorly written.
Yeah.
They're two good characters. Like, I've only read, I feel like, the good books.
Yeah.
But they're two good characters are Caiaphas Cain, Trazin the Infinite, and Trazin's enemy.
And Silas, what's the head of the Ultramarines? The Ultramarine champion?
Kaito. It's Kaito, isn't it? It's Kaito Sicarius.
Yeah.
So
hi, Kaito Sicarius.
Yeah, so Trazin and Okrin, or whatever his name.
Yeah.
They're both fun characters. But then you, like, see the memes about them. Like, I saw an image, which is on Reddit, which was Trazin's looking at, like, human civilization, like, oh, it's not that interesting. And then it shows later, he has a bunch of, like, 20th century collections, like, he's listening to, like, 20th century music. He has, like, a, like, some popular anime doll thing on a thing. He has, like, artifacts from it. And people are joking about him, like, he really wants to find our golden disc that was sent out into space.
Yeah.
And I had the comments like, this is really cute, but he only became interested in humans after the heresy.
Yeah.
And that's all he cared. Like, everything else we've done is just like a speck of dust to him. He expected our civilization to collapse, even when we were super advanced, even when we were like the gods with the golden men. That wasn't interesting to him.
Well, there's also...
It only became interesting to Zinn when the heresy happened. And why it's interesting and why he started loving human culture is it's an interesting story.
We have right now, because like if you just squish down all the gaps, right? We have about 400 years of history, of human history, right? Warhammer 40k is 38,000 years of history beyond that. There is so unbelievably huge amount of span of time before the 40k. Like the amount of stuff that happened. Like, you know how you get like one great composer per century, basically. It's like, we know Mozart, we know Beethoven, we know, okay, that's like 4. But you get Mozart, Beethoven, Vivaldi, that's it, right?
I have a term for what they've done with Drazin, and they do this with a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Which is the gay misappropriation of the character.
Why gay?
Because a lot of the times they make the character homosexual when they aren't.
Because they're evil?
No.
Have you noticed that, though? Like, you take this evil character, and you're like, I want to associate with this evil person. It's like, why would you choose the evil person?
No, so it can be cute at times, but it's like Legolas and Gimli.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're a couple. Or the classic of...
Sam and Frodo.
Well, Sam and Frodo, I'm talking about the actual classic of Achilles.
Achilles and Patroclus.
Yeah, Patroclus. But it's like, they're like, oh, we'll make this cutesy, or we'll do art about... Or like, it's sometimes a similar style, or it's like, oh, this character's like, he really likes to protect his girlfriend. He's a big fuzzy bear. It's like, no, this is Trazin the Infinite. He is not a good person.
Fellas, is it gay to have your ashes mixed with your best friend's ashes after you die?
So, he will collect the stuff, but he's not super into it. He'll just collect it because he can.
You know, this is like, I always think games are, and art is a microcosm of reality, and reality is a microcosm of games, right? Because this goes further. Environmentalism.
Yeah.
Most environmentalists are environmentalists for the wrong reason. Leftist ideology. Most leftists are leftists for the wrong reasons. Right ideology. Most
communists are communists for the wrong reason.
Yeah, like if you read, I have run into a couple communists that are like, yeah, I want like Stalin, like, and it's like, okay, fair enough, you know, you want this crazy stupid thing going on, but you know what it is. Yeah. You don't think it's going to be rainbows and unicorns. You want to live in a brutalist authoritarian regime. Go for it. Like, but I mean, I don't want you to have it, but at least you're aware that's what you're aiming for. There's not this paradise. So, when I saw Expedition 33, I thought this is one of those, everyone's likes it because it's popular, right?
Yeah.
So I go through the page and it's looking at all the art and stuff. So, yeah, this is just AAA slop, you know. Like, it's got that Unity feel to it.
Yeah.
Except it's pretty, very, like, the characters are actually good looking, which is unusual for the modern era, but the characters actually look good. Okay, that's kind of cool. Game's only $50. 50 Canadian. I'm like, oh. So it's not that expensive for a AAA. Okay, that's interesting. And what are, you know, look at like the de novo and the end user. There isn't an end user license agreement. There is no de novo. Something's wrong in the universe. What's going on here?
I feel a disturbance in the force.
And I learned it's like this unbelievably talented French indie studio that made it.
Yeah, that came from a different studio.
I don't know the history of it too much.
So they're basically, I think there are a bunch of people who left the French company.
Oh, Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think there are a bunch of Ubisoft devs.
Yeah, because they're clearly very talented.
You know, one of the things that I think this current era, just with video game companies in general, is it is not the studio that is talented.
No, it's the people.
It is the people.
Yeah.
And once you lose those people, you can have like a clear message.
Yeah.
You can have like a mission statement for
and
your
a
studio.
lot of money.
You can have a lot of money. It doesn't matter if you do not have the talent. That's like Disney has rehired the top 2D animator.
Right.
To try to train people how to do 2D animation again.
Because they just couldn't do it.
Yeah, and like these indie game studios show up with like the guys who did it in the first place, who had the passion, knew what they were doing. And one of the big things is you go to university to be a video game maker and it's your job.
Yeah.
Whereas Gaben's original crew, the 12 or 10 people who made Half-Life, weren't in video game fields. This is like 2 guys who worked at Microsoft, maybe like a texture artist, so she was just an artist, like a few programmers, some story writers, some video game fans who just knew how to mod things.
Yeah. And they just knew how to make a good game.
And
like
they
knew how to
they didn't know how to
vision.
They had a vision. They learned how to make a good game.
Yeah. The game bit, they didn't know the theory of game making. They knew the theory of art.
Yes.
Because they had lived life.
Well, Gaben knew art. Like, he's the guy who pulled it all together. Like, they gave him the pieces to pull together.
I wonder if video game schools, because essentially the fact that you can go to school to learn how to do art as a consumerist production line is weird. Like, you can't go to school to be an author. Like, you can take writing in school, but there's no, like, bing, bang, boom production line, right? You still have to create art, right? But you can go to school for game design and then get hired as a game designer.
Yeah.
So, and you can, I guess film, you can do something similar. In theory. I've heard it's hard to get into film, but...
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, this isn't to denigrate the achievements of people that have gone through game studios or anything. Because I'm sure you have to be passionate to want to go there in the first place. But I have found art is typically best when it's based on your own experiences and reality, right?
So,
like the classic example of Legend of Zelda, wandering the forest of his home, right? It's not, oh, I based this game on a previous game I really liked. It's like, no, I based this on the experience of being an adventure thief. I based this on the experience of sneaking through corporate places I wasn't supposed to be, right?
yes. How do you become a YouTuber? Like, it's like how do I be interesting? Sorry, how do I be a YouTuber? Be interesting.
Yeah.
So you have to be a person. You have to.
And also, I know why YouTubers burn out. I discovered it the other day. Because my video... So I have a new series in Heroes of Might and Magic, right? Yeah. It's the map A Peaceful End. The first video I put out, I put a lot of work into the thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
It got okay views for me, right? Second video, I took a screenshot of a battlefield, made that my thumbnail. It got like 2 to 3 times the view in half the time.
Yeah.
Because people see Heroes of Might and Magic and they're like, oh, I want to watch that, right? They don't care about the thumbnail. Which means that the less effort you do, the more people will like your video. So therefore, but the burnout happens when the person sees this link and they stop putting in the effort because they want more views. Yeah. Versus you do the thumbnail anyways because you want to make the thumbnail, right? I think that's where it happens.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Which it's not the idea, which YouTube should get rid of the custom thumbnail. They should go back to it, just selects it.
In a random...
It just selects it from the video.
Yeah, I think it would help.
Like you can control, like you can sort of, it gives you several options.
Yeah.
Although then we might go back to the Smosh strategy.
Well, what people used to do is they'd upload the video over and over again and then they'd...
Well, do you know what the Smosh strategy was as well?
It was basically that, wasn't it?
Is that, plus they would always have a woman in a bikini in their videos.
Oh, so they could hopefully hit it.
And they'd start making fun of themselves for that. It's like, why is she here? Oh, for our thumbnail, so we can get people to click on video. All right, well, we'll just let her stand around there for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of... There's always going to be someone that takes advantage of it, so you might as well let them, I guess, is probably YouTube's thought.
Yeah.
But I do have an app, actually, an extension that just does a random slice because of that. Like,
Well, do you know what terrifying? I have an AI tool.
Yeah.
And it used to give you recommendations of, like, the video. Like, here's what you could put in your description. Here's a name you could put for the title.
Yeah.
And it would do it based off the title you put in the first place. And it would do it based off, like, if you put your own description in it.
Yeah.
The tool watches your videos now.
Oh, wow.
And so it gives you a recommended description off your videos. I actually just found something that kind of disturbed me. Which I came across this song, and it was Synthwave Skyrim theme.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cool. I click on and listen to it. It's like, wow, this is really talented. What else has this guy done? Oh, he's done these other Synthwave things. Wait, whoa. He's putting one of these out a day. How is this possible? This guy's insanely talented.
Just going through Suno or something.
No, but he's using AI art for them. And I scroll down further, and he has more AI videos. And then I read the descriptions, and his descriptions are pure AI slop of the videos. And
so it's 100% AI channel.
And so I look up tools.
Yeah.
You can take a song, you can put them in a tool, and it'll spit them back out again in a different style.
Yeah.
There's it's not even Sunos. They're their own individual tools.
And so
and so his channel has so many videos produced, and there's nothing human in it.
Yeah, that's... If it's good, is it
One
good?
of the really funny ones is... This is the only thing that lets me know he's human.
Yeah.
Is one of the videos he chose to do a synthwave cover-up. It's not a video game song. It's just a song.
Yeah.
What band/song in particular would be the most ironic song to make a synthwave of? Like a synthwave cover.
Some sort of like anti-AI song?
Modern Talking.
Oh, modern...
Cherry Cherry Lady. had a synthwave cover.
Oh, but it's already kind of synthy.
It's not even that. It's Modern Talking is a band that aims to have an older style.
Right.
That doesn't. And Sherry Sherry Lady is one of their songs that is basically a parody to try to make a song of that style as much as that style they can make it.
I thought Modern Talking was just an old band.
No, they're not that old.
Aren't they?
They are relatively old now, but their style was parodying even older music.
So they're not an 80s band? I thought they were an 80s band.
No, they aren't.
Oh, okay.
No, the whole thing's a joke.
Oh.
They do older style.
Yeah. I mean, they're also German, so...
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I
no.
thought they were 100% serious.
No, they're recreating that style. Like, their whole thing's a parody.
I thought their songs were just that ridiculous because
No,
they
it's
were
a parody.
ridiculous.
It's a parody of that.
Oh, well, that completely went over my head.
Really?
Yeah, I was
That's their whole thing.
unironically into them. Locomotion Tango on a lonely rainbow.
That's their most blatant song. That is like it is meant to be that.
Huh. I still don't believe you. No, it can't be. It can't be true. It's not true. We'll have to do a discussion though, like next time or something, on the idea that if the AI 100% no human in the loop output is good, is it good? Like this isn't just AI. This is kind of AI art, right? But it's actually, can something be art? Can something speak to humanity without humans having had? Well, I guess it's the same argument. Like they always had to say it because it's trained on humanity all the way along. It's kind of the same argument, I guess. But
How I view AI to a certain extent is interesting. So when I was
we'll have to wrap up here soon.
Yeah, so we'll end with this little thing.
Okay.
So when I was at the Orthodox Church, we had lunch afterwards, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And one of the guys there was talking about chat.
Yeah.
And he's not talking about like, hey, Twitch chat. He says short name for chat GP.
Yeah.
And he asks a bunch of questions. He talks about theology. And there seems to be some sort of running joke between him and another guy, which is he's like, oh, but you think it's the Antichrist.
Yeah.
And the other guy doesn't seem to like it all that much, but he's good-humored, and so he takes those jokes. But Dresden Files, you know the archive, or whatever her name is, that girl? The sum of human knowledge. I kind of see AI like that little girl.
Yeah. It's kind of, I see it as like Jung's collective unconsciousness. Yeah. Like it's the distillation of humanity.
So one thing that I do...
It's kind of, don't strike me down here, God, but it's kind of the modern version of the Bible.
Yeah.
Like it's the distillation of all humanity's wisdom into a single place.
Is a thing I do, and I wonder if more people have caught on to it or not, but when I produce AI art, sometimes I don't go, one girl, big chest, blonde hair.
Yeah.
I go...
Sometimes I go, brown hair.
No.
Ooh.
Sometimes I go...
Mix it up a little.
The last day man lived his life.
Yeah.
Or like some deep thing. Like I find a quote from a story.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to think of a quote in the moment, but like you find... Oh, here's one. It's pretty, but is it art?
Yeah.
Like throw that in there and just see what it does.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can... It's not always, but sometimes it gives you something magical.
And he himself is the propitiation for our sins, and not for ours only, but also for the whole world. Just throw in a Bible verse. That'd be interesting.
It produces something interesting, and when you do that to it, you could say, well, it's diffusion, it's doing all these things, it's doing all that work, but it's like the greatest pattern pulling together machine ever, right?
Yeah.
And so those words in the human unconsciousness, which is what even the image diffusers are made out of, those letters put in that pattern with those spaces in between them mean something. And so what meaning does that produce in an image? And so I try to get the most basic raw model. I don't give it any lore or any of these things when I do that.
And the art then, now this is going to be a totally new take here, but then the beauty is actually in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
As in, art is created by viewing it, not by having a piece of art there. So it gets really interesting because a piece of an AI generates a picture, right? It is an art. But the moment a person looks at it, it is art.
Yeah. Quantum art.
I like it. It's like the superposition collapses into art. Yeah. I kind of like it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, take care. Until next time.
Yes.
Salut.